The diner shift. It was a cold Tuesday morning in Manhattan. The kind of morning where the frost clung to windows and moods were sharp. The city moved with its usual rhythm. Horns honking, coffee machines hissing, and pedestrians wrapped in scarves and indifference. Inside a classic corner diner on 54th Street, Rhea Thomas moved through her shift like a seasoned pianist playing a difficult but familiar tune. She was 27, a black woman whose eyes had seen more storms than sunshine, but whose spine stood unbent. Clad in a starched white uniform, her braids tucked neatly under her cap, Rhea moved from table to table with calm precision. Her face rarely smiled, but her service was flawless. Regulars knew her by name. Tourists often mistook her calm for coldness, but she didn't care. This job wasn't her dream, it was survival. And today, survival meant another double shift, 2 cups of black coffee, and praying for enough tips to cover rent. The Millionaire's entrance at 8:13 a.m. the doorbell chimed. A gust of wind followed a tall man in a tailored navy suit, Italian shoes clicking against the diner tiles. Rhea saw him right away, not because he stood out, though he did, but because of the energy he brought with him, entitled, rushed, irritated, Vincent Taro. She didn't know his name yet, but she recognized the type, Midtown executive. Probably running late for a meeting. Probably believes tips are charity. Probably thinks his money gives him the right to treat people like furniture. He dropped into booth 9 and snapped his fingers for service. Rhea walked over without flinching. Good morning, sir. What can I get for you? Vincent didn't look up. Coffee now. She turned, filled a cup, returned. He took 1 sip, spat it back into the mug, and slammed it down. Is this what you people call coffee? The verbal assault. The clatter of dishes slowed. Rhea's hand didn't shake as she reached for the cup. I can bring you a fresh one. I don't want another one. I want someone competent. Voices hushed. A few customers glanced up. Still she stayed composed. Sir, I'm the only one assigned to this section. Oh, wonderful. Diversity hiring at its finest, he muttered, just loud enough. Bet you can't even spell latte. The word stung, but not because they were new. Because they were familiar. Years ago, she'd let such words ruin her day. Now, she tucked them away like garbage into a bin. But the man wasn't done. You people always want sympathy. Always acting like the world owes you something. Here's a tip, earn it. Rhea inhaled slowly. Her hands clenched behind her back. She didn't reply. You think wearing a uniform makes you equal? My dog has more discipline. Someone at the counter gasped. A man in a flannel shirt shifted in his seat. Sir, she began, voice steady. No, I want to know how a place like this hires someone like you. Something inside her broke, not in anger, in liberation, like a snapped chain. She stepped back, pivoted, and in one fluid motion, her foot rose and caught his chin with the heel of her black non-slip sneakers. A crack, a stumble, a crash. Vincent fell back into the booth, dazed, stunned. Gasps erupted. A spoon clattered to the floor. Phones were pulled out. Rhea didn't flinch. You don't own anyone, she said, breath heavy. Not anymore. Part 5, the silence. Vincent groaned. You're finished, he spat. Do you know who I am? She did not. Nor did she care. I'm Vincent Taro. I'll end your life with 1 phone call. She walked away. The diner froze. Then a clap, slow, from the back booth. Then another. And another. Soon half the diner was applauding. Not for violence. For courage. Vincent sat slumped, jaw bleeding. Then the door opened. A woman in heels, mid-40s, elegant. She rushed in. Vincent? What the hell? He pointed at Rhea. She attacked me. Vanessa, his executive assistant, turned to Rhea. What happened? Rhea didn't answer. The customers did. Vanessa's phone buzzed. She looked down. 2.3 million views. A video of the incident already viral. You're trending, Vincent, she said coldly, as a racist. The silence. Vincent groaned. You're finished, he spat. Do you know who I am? She did not, nor did she care. I'm Vincent Taro. I'll end your life with 1 phone call. She walked away. The diner froze. Then a clap, slow, from the back booth. Then another. And another. Soon, half the diner was applauding. Not for violence. For courage. Vincent sat slumped, jaw bleeding. Then the door opened. A woman in heels, mid-40s, elegant. She rushed in. Vincent. What the hell? He pointed at Rhea. She attacked me. Vanessa, his executive assistant, turned to Rhea. What happened? Rhea didn't answer. The customers did. Vanessa's phone buzzed. She looked down. 2.3 million views. A video of the incident already viral. You're trending, Vincent, she said coldly. As a racist. The fall, he blustered, sputtered. I was provoked. Vanessa didn't blink. No, you were exposed. She turned to Rhea. I'm sorry. On behalf of our company, I'd like to speak privately. Rhea's voice was quiet. I'm not looking for money. You deserve better. Rhea didn't reply. Vincent screamed. You can't do this to me. Vanessa faced him. I already did. I'm interim CEO. The board voted last night. And now you've made the decision easy. His jaw dropped. Rhea's knees felt weak. But she stood tall. The rise 3 months later, Rhea walked into a corporate tower, not as a server, but as director of equity and community outreach. She had no college degree, just resilience. She passed the security guard who tipped his cap. She smiled to her real one. She still visited the diner sometimes. Not to work, just to remind herself. The woman once silenced by shame now writes the rules.